This is RTV6 News at 5, working for you.
And good evening to you, and thanks for being here with us. I'm Mark Mullins.
And I'm Amanda Starantino. First at 5, it's been a nightmare for a family living on the northeast side. Their apartment has been infested with mice, roaches, and mold, and the managers won't do anything to fix it, despite the health department citing them twice.
Yeah, RTV6's Stephanie Wade is investigating tonight and explains what will happen next if the apartment doesn't do something.
It was one of the worst cases I've ever seen.
A mice infestation.
3 of them jumped out of my kid's bag of shoes. I had to throw it out if the mice had been eating through it.
Roaches roaming around. How many mice do you think you found?
I don't know, because they're still in there, 10 to 15.
And a host of other problems.
This place here is violating all kinds of codes.
Courtney Holland has been living at New Parkwoods Apartments on the northeast side, but says the conditions are so poor. You're not even living here now.
No, we haven't stayed here since February.
She says last October is when she first found a mouse and has been begging her apartment managers to do something. The mold now affecting her children's health.
My son's asthma kept flaring up in February, and I didn't understand why. They said, like, with the feces and the rodent, it leaves something in the air or whatever, and it gets down in the kids' lungs.
She contacted the Marion County Board of Health. They've been out twice and cited the landlord both times, as seen in these documents.
This is America, one of the richest countries in the world, and people should not have to live in conditions like that. And then to have someone sit up there and disregard letters from the Board of Health, who is supposed to enforce this kind of stuff, that is a travesty. A travesty.
A regional manager wouldn't tell me if they would do anything to make the apartment habitable again, saying, quote, "This is a confidential matter that is being handled between the management team."
I believe that the only way they're going to respond is if the Board of Health does something, if the Marion County prosecutor does something, or if we file the lawsuit. Then they will have to respond.
The Marion County Health Department has notified the owner and manager of the apartment complex that they'll be back out here on the 15th. If repairs are not made, they'll sue. Working for you, Stephanie Wade, RTV6.
Once you file a complaint with your local health department, someone will be sent out to inspect the property. They'll report their findings and set a time frame the landlord has to fix the violations. The inspector will come back to the property to make sure the health violations have been corrected. If they haven't, the health department can fine the landlord. We will stay on top of this to see what the health department finds tomorrow. Now at 5, a state lawmaker who's also an Indianapolis firefighter is now officially facing multiple criminal charges. The paperwork was filed late this afternoon. Dan Forrestal is accused of impersonating a police officer on Saturday and driving a vehicle while intoxicated. Forrestal, who's a Democratic state representative from Indianapolis, has yet to publicly address the incident despite requests from RTV6. New at 6 tonight, you'll hear from the man who called 911 twice on Saturday and helped police make their arrest.
And taking a live look north outside in downtown Indianapolis, you can see we have cloudy conditions on this Wednesday evening. Looks like some sun is trying to poke through, though. And take a look at this, a picture of a funnel cloud over Rossville and Clinton County this afternoon. That's not far from the Clinton, Tippecanoe, and Carroll County lines. Kyle, a startling image there. What can you tell us about this?
Yeah, worried people a little bit this afternoon, and even had those tornado sirens that went off for a short time. But it's a cold air funnel, and you say, yeah, it's not very cold out there. It's really that colder air aloft as we work our way through the atmosphere. So kind of spins up with these showers, but typically not associated with severe weather. Didn't touch the ground there, and I would say that that threat continuing to diminish. We have very little in the way of activity out there on Storm Team 6 radar for you right now. You can see as we go in a little bit closer toward Wayne County and around the Richmond area, that's where we've had one of those showers moving out of Cambridge City and drifting just south of Interstate 70 here this afternoon. So passing toward Richmond, if it can hold together, because most of the other rain activity has fallen apart at this point. And with that sunshine breaking out a little bit this afternoon, things really heating up. Close to 90 degrees in downtown Indianapolis. It feels like 90, though, in Muncie with a temperature of 87. 87 is your temperature in Lafayette, and 86 right now in the Columbus area. Over the next few hours, we'll find those temperatures back to around 80 degrees for you at 8 o'clock. It will be a fairly slow fall in these temperatures. 75 degrees by 10 o'clock with mostly cloudy skies and a west breeze at about 5 to 15 miles per hour. But that breeze will continue to subside overnight. So once again, much like this morning, I think we're going to have some areas of fog to contend with as you head out the door on Thursday morning. We'll take you hour by hour through your Thursday forecast in just a few minutes.
Then they come running in, and within a couple minutes, they do thousands of dollars in damage.
Tonight, the extensive damage left behind after thieves hit several stores on Indianapolis's west side, and it's impacting business. The owner of a new vape shop on West Washington Street is sharing this surveillance video tonight with our Nicole Griffin, hoping you'll recognize the suspects.
It's terrible, especially when it's all the businesses down Washington Street are having the same problem.
It's been less than a year since William Tilbury opened his new vape shop on West Washington Street. Already, he's had to replace the front door twice. The most recent break-in all caught on camera. You see thieves roll up on bikes, use a brick to smash the front door, and then they rush in, stealing several items from inside.
They do it the exact same way. They come up to the door, and they'll sit out front for a little bit, and then they'll knock on the door to see if someone comes up. No one comes up, then they'll grab something and smash out the door where they can reach in and unlock it, or they'll kick it all the way in. But then they come running in, and within a couple minutes, they do thousands of dollars in damage.
The police report says the suspects are two males in their late teens to early 20s. Tilbury is offering a $500 reward for information that leads to an arrest. The vape shop isn't the only business being targeted here on the west side. Coming up tonight at 6 o'clock, I'll tell you how criminals are impacting another local business. Working for you tonight on the west side, Nicole Griffin, RTV6.
Nicole, thanks. And today, the FBI searching a Southside man's apartment. He's the suspect accused of shooting up a Veterans Hospital in Chicago. The FBI says 40-year-old Bernard Harvey Jr. fired shots inside and outside of Chicago's Jesse Brown VA Hospital Monday afternoon. Officers found Harvey in a clinic area of the hospital, and he dropped his rifle when officers told him to do so. We have confirmed the rifle Harvey is accused of using was one of more than 30 guns stolen last month from Element Armaments, a gun shop in New Whiteland, Indiana. It is not clear exactly how Harvey got his hands on that stolen rifle. Our ABC affiliate in Chicago reports that before the shooting, Harvey had been convicted of multiple felonies, including gun offenses. Prosecutors say Harvey was charged this week with one count of illegal possession of a firearm by a convicted felon.
Right now, the Indianapolis Colts are holding a joint practice with the Cleveland Browns at Grand Park.
A big crowd has turned out for today's workout, but a lot of them are not wearing blue. Dave First and Brad Brown join us live from training camp in Westfield. Hey, guys.
I'm wearing blue-ish.
Same-ish, yes.
And for 15 days, we've enjoyed a lot of blue and white up in the stands. Not today, though.
When I drove in here on 191st Street and came in, you catch that first glimpse of the stands. This is before 3 o'clock. A big swatch of orange ready for today.
Brown, orange, and they brought their money, so that's good. They don't mind that. But take a look at the stands here. It's day 15 of Colts camp, just 2 days remaining. We got about an hour left today, and then another 2-hour session tomorrow. I get another joint session with the Cleveland Browns, but the Browns fans are here in force.
I'll tell you what, they've made some big changes, of course, over the course of the season, bringing in the likes of Elto Beckham, Baker Mayfield, all of a sudden is a guy that's in the MVP conversation, which is crazy, but the Browns, they might be a contender.
Had an opportunity to catch up with a couple families outside the camp. They all live in Indianapolis. The Fralics, the Bediches, and C.J. Saramelli, 76 years young. She says she's been a Browns fan since she was 6. You guys are from Indianapolis, right? But they're from Cleveland originally. So when you guys saw on the schedule that the Browns are going to be here for training camp, you guys probably went nuts, right?
I was here no matter what was happening, sir. Not gonna lie, I was here 100%. Love the Browns. Baker, my boy, ready to.
I heard Baker Mayfield's here. Is that right?
Yeah. Baker, let's go. Yeah. Let's go.
And then there's some guy, Odell Beckham, that apparently is going to be pretty good.
OBJ.
So, like, everyone's now on the Browns bandwagon. Have you noticed that so far this year?
No. We've been here.
You've already been there.
Been here since 01, baby.
So is this the year then for the Browns?
This year.
Yeah.
They arrived arrived at 2 o'clock. They're still going strong.
I saw red Solo cups amongst that crowd as well.
There might have been an adult beverage or two. It's all good out here.
Great time they're having, though.
And obviously going to the preseason game coming up Saturday afternoon at Lucas Oil Stadium. Much more on the Colts, by the way. And Andrew Luck not here, not practicing anyway. Still has that ankle, lower left leg injury. Talked to a very interesting, an old Colts player, old running back that has some unique thoughts about Andrew Luck. That's coming up all new at 6. For Brad Brown, Dave First, we got our blue on. Back to you guys.
Well, still ahead at 5:30 on RTV6, physical inactivity and unhealthy diets are major risk factors for many health issues. But obesity is about more than just calories and exercise. The effort to change the perception surrounding obesity and the possible solutions.
And still to come here at 5 o'clock, the controversy surrounding Facebook's decision to listen to some users' conversations and transcribe them. The new information coming in tonight.
And we've got those temperatures out there right now in the 80s, but things are going to be heating up as we already look ahead to the upcoming weekend when we could hit the 90-degree mark. You're watching RTV6 News at 5.
Call from Andy Moore.
Right now, breaking news just into the RTV6 newsroom. We've confirmed a carbon monoxide leak at Elmco Engineering in Beech Grove. The Beech Grove Fire Department says medics took at least 5 employees to hospitals. Again, this is happening at Elmco Engineering in Beech Grove on Churchman Bypass next to I-465. We do have a crew on the way to the scene. You'll want to stay with RTV6 and the RTV6 app for updates on this breaking news story. Huge losses on Wall Street. The Dow plummeted 800 points. It's the worst day of the year on Wall Street. Market experts say stocks fell so sharply because the bond market signaled a recession warning for the first time since 2007. Hiring Hoosiers is an RTV6 initiative to connect you to job and educational opportunities aimed at finding you employment.
Amazon is hiring more than 1,000 people for their new fulfillment center in Greenwood, and employees will play important roles within Amazon's customer fulfillment operations.
This includes everything from receiving inventory, picking up and shipping customer orders, and supporting network logistics. Full-time workers would make at least $15 an hour, plus benefits including health care, a 401k with a 50% match, up to 20 weeks of parental leave, and tuition for courses in high-demand fields.
And the new fulfillment center is located at the Wursville Road exit on the south side of Greenwood. It opens next month. To learn how to apply, click on this story on our Hiring Hoosiers website at hiringhoosiers.com. And if you're looking for part-time work, you can head to Baker's Life Fieldhouse right now. Pacer Sports Center and Entertainment is hosting a job fair from now until 7 this evening. You can apply and meet with supervisors on site. Positions are available in the box office, team store, production crew, public safety department, and lots of other departments. Again, this is happening at Baker's Life Fieldhouse downtown until 7 p.m.
Indianapolis Mayor Joe Hogsett is looking for more bipartisan support for his budget next year. Hogsett has garnered more support for his budgets in each of the last 3 years. In 2016, he got 18 votes. In 2017, he got 21 votes. And last year, the budget passed unanimously with 24 votes. But in that time, some Republican counselors have been frustrated at the unfunded requests by the administration, such as $800,000 for new city vehicles. There are still a few months before a final vote, enough time for the administration to garner Republican support for the 2020 budget.
And developing tonight, a report showing how Facebook hired people to listen to users' conversations. ABC's Marcy Gonzalez joins us with what prompted those Facebook workers to raise a red flag. And we have the company's explanation tonight.
A new privacy concern with Facebook, the social media giant confirming it hired outside contractors to listen to and transcribe users' audio chats on its Messenger app. Facebook explains they brought those contractors in to make sure the voice messages were being correctly interpreted, saying users had opted in to having their conversations transcribed.
It's really about what was there in the fine print, and a lot of people have opted in, frankly, to a lot of things that they probably would be surprised they opted into. This is one of those things.
According to a new report from Bloomberg, people hired to listen to those conversations said although the messages were anonymous, they were troubled by their work, calling it unethical.
Critics are saying this is an invasion of privacy, that the rules are not crystal clear to the users. And in particular, this is troubling coming from Facebook, which just paid a record $5 billion fine to the FTC because of privacy issues.
Big tech companies, including Amazon and Apple, have faced scrutiny recently for collecting audio from consumers. users. Facebook says it has ended the practice and that, much like Apple and Google, we paused human review of audio more than a week ago.
Experts say this is just another reminder to check your privacy settings and to avoid sharing anything you consider personal via social media. Marcy Gonzalez, ABC News, Los Angeles.
That could be a big wake-up call for a lot of people. You can always share the weather updates, though.
Yes, we're always checking on that, Kyle.
Yeah, and we appreciate those photos that came in this afternoon. Again, we had that isolated funnel cloud report. Nothing since a little after 2 o'clock this afternoon. Just a couple of isolated showers out there for us right now, but nice to enjoy some sunshine. Look from the Salesforce Tower. You can see we've got a few of those cumulus clouds and still a couple of showers we're tracking. Our temperature, though, with that sunshine, close to 90 degrees in Indianapolis, 87 for you in Martinsville and Kokomo at 84. So even since we last talked here about 10 minutes ago, we've had a few more showers popping up. One in Owen County here along 231, just north of Spencer and moving toward the Gosport area. So this will be very brief rainfall. We also have another one that's popped up here east of Cicero and Indiana 19, moving toward Indiana 13 there, a little south of Elwood. And there's that shower we were talking about near Richmond. Again, it's kind of falling apart a little bit. But if you're going to be heading out to the Indiana State Fair this evening, overall some very nice weather. Just that stray shower chance we can't entirely rule out. Temperatures that'll be in the lower 80s for you at 7 o'clock, mid to upper 70s by 9 with partly cloudy skies. But again, tonight it's going to be some patchy fog that will be a little bit of an issue. Could slow you down first thing in the morning, so allow a little extra travel time with those temperatures starting off mild, and we will see those numbers climb, but not nearly to the levels they were this afternoon. A little bit of some refreshing air in here. I still think we're going to have humidity to deal with tomorrow, but temperatures middle 70s for you at noon, around 80 for that afternoon high. So this is a little below average for this time of year. You'll make it to 81 in Muncie, may not get out of the 70s in Peru at 79 degrees, 81 in Bloomington Thursday afternoon. Now on Friday, we'll see a little more cloud cover and just an isolated shower chance here. Temperatures still in the 70s. We'll get into the lower 80s for that afternoon high, but we're really going to heat things up here as we look ahead to the upcoming weekend. Saturday, we jump close to 90 degrees, and I think many spots will be around 90 on Sunday. And it does come with about a 30% chance for some scattered showers and storms, but that does not mean you're likely to see rainfall. Just the chance is there that it could temporarily interrupt your plans as we go into Saturday and Sunday. Put it all together in the 7-day planning forecast. The cooler temperatures the next couple of days before we heat things up here. And there's that daily but small chance for a couple of showers here, even as we go into the early part of next week through Tuesday. So it looks like we got a pretty warm and humid stretch of weather coming our way after the next couple of days.
Are you ready for it?
It looks like summer.
Yeah, it does.
It's still summer.
We'll be right back right after this.
Hello, I'm Ted Rollins with Court TV Live. We're covering a murder trial out of West Virginia. Morgan Vandergriff was allegedly speeding through a neighborhood and didn't bother to slow down when a school bus was trying to make a U-turn. 38-year-old John Maynard, who was sitting in a driveway with his friend, jumped into action, shouting at the driver to stop. Onlookers say Vandergriff then purposely swerved his vehicle to hit Maynard, who ended up dying from the impact. Vandergriff, on the other hand, says that he swerved because he was avoiding a beer bottle that he says Maynard had thrown at him. But none of the witnesses so far in this case say that Maynard ever threw anything at Vandergriff's car. The state called witnesses to the stand, and later today the jury is expected to go on a field trip to actually go to the scene of the crime. That visit may be delayed till tomorrow, but it will happen. The judge says they can go, depending on the court schedule. We'll have gavel-to-gavel coverage all day long right here on Court TV. I'm Ted Rollins. Now back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Ted, and you can stream Court TV Live anywhere 24/7 at CourtTV.com. Beautiful, precisely cut, and unimaginably large and heavy, these sculptures are impressive, even if you don't know the story behind them.
And that's because every inch of his work is a labor of love created by a man who can't even fully appreciate his own creations. Walking through Chris Brown's front yard, you might call the granite stone foreshadowing. It's his backyard that truly catches the eye.
Brown is a granite cutter who started bringing his work home a decade ago. He calls it his granite paradise. Brown creates a lot of his sculptures by eye, and you might say he has a keen one.
I'm legally blind, and basically what that means is I don't see good enough to drive and do a few other things.
But this he does really well. Those granite sculptures look like a lot, but Brown isn't slowing down. He says he has many more ideas and would like to fill up more of his yard.
Lord willing, I'm still far from done. It would be cool what this will be in 10 more years.
Brown's wife loves his work. She says she does not want to lose all of her yard to the granite creations, but also does not want him to stop being creative.
She wants a little green space.
A little bit.
A little bit there.
Well, next on the Now Indy, the urgent FDA warning, what you need to stop doing right away. Also coming up all new at 6.
New details involving the state lawmaker accused of drunk driving and impersonating police. I'm Rafael Sanchez. That story on RTV6.